Good afternoon, everyone. Today our topic is evaluating the machine translation quality of a tourism text, Kuala Lumpur Destination Guide, Eating Out. Well, here is our project overview. We analyzed an English tourism source text and its DeepL Chinese translation. We mainly focused on field, tenor, mode, function, and quality. The aim is to see whether machine translation can preserve the communicative function of a tourism text. Now I'll briefly introduce the source text. Our text is Kuala Lumpur Destination Guide, eating out from Tourism, Malaysia. It contains 608 words. We chose it because it is closely related to our life in Malaysia, and it is also easy to understand while still containing rich cultural references. In addition, it includes many promotional and register-sensitive expressions, so it is suitable for this assignment. After introducing the text, I will move to its text type and communicative purpose. This text is mainly operative, although it also includes some informative elements. It does not simply describe food. It also builds a positive image of Kuala Lumpur for visitors. We can see this from expressions such as must try and don't miss out, which clearly try to attract readers. So its dominant function is to promote Kuala Lumpur and encourage readers to explore the city through food. To explain this more clearly, I will now analyze the text through register analysis. Let's start with field. The field of this text is tourism and food culture. It represents Kuala Lumpur as a food destination through cuisine types, local dishes, and dining experiences. It also includes information about flavors, ingredients, and food traditions. For example, the text mentions Malay cuisine, Chinese cuisine, Indian cuisine, Mamak cuisine, and dishes such as nasi lemak, sadai, and so on. Overall, the field highlights Kuala Lumpur's culinary identity as a tourism attraction. Besides what the text is about, we also need to see how the writer speaks to the reader. This is a tenor. The tenor of the source text is positive, inviting, and reader-oriented. The writer addresses reader as potential tourists and encourages them to explore Kuala Lumpur through food. The relationship between writer and the reader is promotional but still friendly. This can be seen in expressions like KL is a paradise for food or must try items. Overall, the tenor presents Kuala Lumpur in a warm and persuasive way. After field and tenor, the last part is register and analysis is mode. The mode of the source text is written and brochure-like, with a descriptive and promotional style. It is designed for public reading on the tourism platform. The text is organized into short sections with headings, so it is easy to browse. It also uses images and brief descriptive paragraphs, which helps readers understand and remember the information. Overall, the mode makes the text clear, engaging, and easy to read as a tourism promotion text. Based on these three aspects, I will now give the statement the function. Overall, the source text is mainly an operative tourism text. Its field focuses on KL's food culture and dining experiences. Its tenor is positive, inviting, and reader-oriented. Its mode is written, descriptive, and easy to browse. Together, these features make it function as a promotional guide that aims to attract tourists and encourage them to explore Kuala Lumpur through local food. So far, I have focused on the source text itself. Next, my partner will evaluate how well the machine translation preserves these features in the Chinese version.
Okay, now we will introduce the theoretical framework to evaluate the machine translation. We use Halliday's register theory to understand the context and Julian Howe's translation quality assessment model to check for pragmatic equivalence and identify errors. Now let's look at the assessment, starting with the field strengths. The machine translation successfully transfers core factual information and descriptive modifiers, correctly translating items like nasi lemak, laksa, tetalik, etc. For example, halal food is translated into 精真食品. Here, the translation accurately maps the denotative meaning to ensure the informational function of the tourism text. But a major weakness is its heavy reliance on phonological transliteration for exotic foods. For example, Sersai is translated into just simply by its sounds. So here adding the explanations like romantic rice pancake is necessary to make the Chinese reader to understand the knowledge. In tourism discourse, inaccurate lexical choices may distort referential meaning and reduce communicative effectiveness. In terms of tenor, the translation strength is that it successfully maintains the friendly, welcoming, and inclusive direct address of the original text, which is crucial for promotional materials. For example, "Don't miss out" is translated into 千万别错过. Here, the translation uses direct appeals and inclusive language to reduce the social distance and engage the audience. But it has the weakness. The weakness lies in literal translation of English emotional stances. For example, "satisfy those hunger pangs" is translated into 满足您的饥肠辘辘. Here, 满足 cannot be correlated with 饥肠辘辘. So deficiency in grammatical realization and collocational selection compromises the target text's perceived authenticity. Finally, looking at the mode, the translation preserves the direct, action-oriented sentence openings, which successfully guides the reader's sensory experience. These two examples preserve the persuasive or imperative mood to ensure the text retains its active and instructional function, maintaining the pragmatic equivalence. But its weakness is that the promotional force is diminished. The machine translation is often too neutral and factual. For example, looking at these sentences, according to House model, a COVID translation involves reconstructing the social text into the target text's preferred rhetorical patterns. But these examples does not fully achieve this cultural filtering process, resulting in a rigid mode that lacks the sensory appeal required for tourism marketing. To conclude, in terms of the view, the machine translation is acceptable. It has successfully translated the core meaning, but it struggles with cultural specific items. When it comes to the tenor, the machine translation attempts to retain imperative moods and the persuasive marketing tone, but the collocational mistakes may undermine the text's professional authority. Finally, looking at the mode, the text is cohesive but rigid, lacking the rhetorical devices of the source text. Thank you.